Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Arissa and this is Arisarooart. And today I am doing a resin pour, a split cup pour. Yeah, on this 18-inch wood round. It is about an inch thick. It's a big beefy thing. I have a few colors. The base is going to be white. I just did like a dry brushing of my titanium white by Amsterdam. Let it fully dry. Then I tape the sides because I want to contain my design until I'm ready to let it go flow down the sides. I am using Total Boat Tabletop Resin because I really want this to set really quickly. Now, I want to talk to you guys through this whole thing. So I don't have a respirator on. My room is not small and my family is gone. And I will leave this room as soon as I'm done with this pour. So I won't be inhaling these fumes very long. But I want to be able to talk to you all through this. So that is what I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is do a base coat of white. I want white on the top as the whole thing. And then I want to put a design on it. And I was going to get brave. I just got my Fiona split cup design, the modular one. It's beautiful. I was going to be brave and do it in here. But I haven't even put paint in here yet. So I can't do it. And so I'm going to use my Let's Resin little one. Also because that one is, I think, 13 ounces deep. Or the volume is 13 ounces. And I don't need that much because I want white negative space. And so I didn't want to worry about having the resin so low in that cup that it's harder to come out. So this one's a little shorty thing. It's like 2 inches tall. And so I'm going to use this one. I'm using white and then kind of a cream color. Maybe it's a Matio. It's like a Aurora Borealis type thing. I want my colors opaque except for this one. I don't want to put so much on there. But we'll see what my hand does. I don't know. I'm going to do a mixture of my Ginger Bloom and my Wild Jasmine by Resin Art. I'm going to do a mixture of my Azure Mist and Cerulean C by ColourArte by Resin Art and the Purely Pigments. And then by CT, I guess it's called, I'm going to do a mixture of their Mayan Gold and a Liquid Gold. So, and then I'm going to do black because I want some black in here. Also, that's why I'm keeping it modular. So this will take about 9 ounces to cover the whole canvas or the whole surface. So I mixed it. There's so many bubbles in here. Tabletop resin is so thick that it's really hard to get all the bubbles out. So most of this will be white. So I'm doing about 5 ounces of white and there's about 3 ounces left in this cup. And I'll do this in my Aurora pigment or mica. For my white, I'm going to use the Ocean White by Let's Resin. This one is so messy. It squirts on me all the time. And I do want it opaque, so I'm going to just put a good amount in there and make sure I stir it up really well. Squeeze. Let's start there and see what I get. And again, I'm not going to really worry about bubbles because it's almost impossible to get all the bubbles out of a tabletop resin because it's just that thick. I'll still put some more white in here. This is not quite opaque enough for me. It's still kind of semi-transparent, and then I still need to mix some more. Yeah, there you go. I think that's enough. So let me get that mixed in. And you don't have a lot of working time with tabletop, especially this big beast of a color here. There's so much in there. And in fact, I think I'm going to add more white. Because, whoop, doesn't matter. I'll put some clear down too. Why not? But because it's such a high volume in this cup, you're going to really want to make sure you get all of it ready. In fact, let me grab some cups. I didn't even think about that. Let me grab my cups so I can make my colors and separate that. So, yeah, I have 4 colors. Here. I'm going to do a little less black, I think, than everything else. Maybe, I don't know. Because this is already warming up. Because I did put it through a bubble debubbler thingy. It's just not going to work then. Because it's so thick. All right. That is enough. I think that I'm going to transfer some from the other cups to this just so they're a little more even than that. One little dollop from each cup I think will do. Then, let's see. And I'll just give myself a little more Aurora to make that even. There we go. Put that away. All right, so making sure my white's all done. I'll mix my Aurora pigment next. And I'm going to give myself a good amount in here too. You want to make sure that your micas are all mixed in really well. It's so pretty. But because this is the top of my piece, if I have some unmixed mica, the likelihood is that it'll just sink to the bottom, which is going to not be seen. Ooh, that's pretty. That is such a pretty mica. All right, let's make some colors. I'll leave it over there. Sorry to spin you like that. So I'll start with my gold. Now I'm going to start getting the resin off my hands before I start touching my bottles. But now I'll start with my gold. I don't think I even have used these yet. Time to pop some bottles. Woohoo! Sorry. It's Saturday night and everybody's gone. My husband has a best friend that he has had since 3rd grade, and they spend the night. The best friend has Down syndrome, so he still lives with his parents and stuff. So Andrew, my husband, goes over every once in a while for a sleepover, which I think is super cool that he can still do that. So, and my husband's name is Andrew and his best friend's name is Andy, so that's cute too. So he is gone doing that. I'm gonna give myself a lot of gold. My 2 daughters that are still at home are just at work, so I've got the house to myself for now. It's crazy. That never happens. Ooh, I like those golds together. Alrighty, that's nice. I'm gonna do my blue. My resin's getting warm on me. Oh, I'll do my black since this is just some Alumilite black resin pigment. Squeeze out. This is not going to take a lot of this pigment, so I'll just do that. Put that off to the side. And my room is warm too, so I gotta go. All right, let's do my blue, my Azure Mist with my Cerulean C. Do that. With a little Cerulean C in it. Get that stirred up. Ooh, it's pretty. And then my 2 pinks. Ginger Bloom and Wild Jasmine. Let me close this mica before I mess up something that I don't want to mess up. Uh-oh, I'm almost out of my Wild Jasmine. And they don't sell it anymore. That's sad. All right. Make sure it's opaque. It's a little opaque, but I want a little more color in it. So I'm just going to go through my little, take a moment, a real fast moment, to see if I can find another pink that I want. There's some more wild jasmine. Oh, I'm almost out of that one too, but that's enough. And then I'm going to start pouring. So for the base coat, I actually do want it layered also. So I'm going to get another Let's Resin cup. Wipe it out really fast. It's got little bits in it. And then I'm going to layer right now just some of my white and my Aurora. I'll fill them both up. And I will start layering and pouring this around. And this is on my spinner. I want to spin it out a little bit. And I'm going to do another layer of these colors. Mostly white this time because I have more of it. There we go. Some more white right through there. And use my spatula, pour it out. And these definitely, you want to clean them up prior to ending your day. Don't let, some of these are okay if you let them cure inside, but I just ultimately, I don't want to deal with it. So I'll use some alcohol and clean it up before I get there. I'm going to get a new scraper. And I'm going to move this paint around a little bit with this little scraper tool. And I'll put some more white in there just because I can. And I want to use it all. Actually, let me spin it. I'm on a spinner. Let me see what I get if I spin it. I'm not going to get too much movement because resin also likes to be where resin was. So this scraper is always weird because it feels like it's backwards, like this hole is backwards. I'm going to spin it and then spiral out. There we go. And then just kind of fill in my gaps where I can. That is a good amount of paint on here because, again, I didn't want too much. I do want it to get to the corners, though, or the edges. So I'll do that. It'll take some time to do that. Oop. Don't. All right. One more spin. There we go. All right, now I'm going to fill up my little cup with my colors. I want black right on in the middle. Probably should have filled this up when I had the opportunity to. I want gold next to the black. That way, if I get a little green, that'll be fine. Trying to make sure all the levels are the same. I'm going to do my blue and then my pink. And we're going to pour this in a ribbon form and see what I get. Oh, the Cerulean and the Azure mist is so pretty. Alrighty. A little more of the pink. I'm sorry if you can't see it. I just can't put it down on my board. You know, there's stuff down there. So I'm going to put that down to the side and torch really quickly for bubbles. And where I am missing some on the edges, I'm going to just take my white and fill it in, because I just noticed that. And once I release the tape, I really want this to drip down the side, so I need to have paint on the side for it to drip. So I have a little more white in here, and I'm just going to use it to fill in those little gaps. There we go. All right, now I see a little bit of something here. I think that was the black pigment that I dropped. Maybe not. A little something there, a little something here. And I think I will spin this while I pour my cup. I think. Ooh, I'm excited. I think I'm going to start from the edge, and it feels wasteful, but I'm going to start off the canvas just to, I can't do it. Let me get a cup so I don't waste it. I'm like, I want to catch it and then start off. There we go. And I will scrape all of those colors and do something with them, but these colors are so pretty. I'm going to go right here. Again, starting off the canvas just to make sure all my colors are flowing. And come right here. With just a little bit more. Maybe the same thing over here. Ooh, I like it a lot. I'm going to get new gloves. I can't touch my torch with that much resin on it, on my hands. Oh, the colors are so pretty. I love them. I absolutely love them. I'm considering getting my heat gun and moving them around a little bit just to soften them. So maybe I'll do that too. But the heat of this torch is actually causing some cells to pop up as the colors mingle. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll let this sit naturally as you run out of fuel and see what I get. I'm going to spin it just a little bit, even though it won't do much to spin it at this point because it's got that barrier. But just to move it just a little bit. Oh, I can't wait to drop the barrier. There was some little bit right here. Get out of there. So yeah, it's doing some pretty things. I'm going to torch it a little bit. Let me grab my heat gun. Where did my heat gun go? Stay still. There you are. Just to soften them up.
Me them good vibes, yeah, and you might get it back. Manifest anything, oh look at that, no cap, no snap back. It's a new era, got that balance like a Libra. Never been a diva, never wanna look back either. Focus on the future, focus on the ether, focus on the good time, lyrical. Complex like a spider, swim deeper. Jump on the decks, that might will get eat up. Strong flows and make your mind weaker. Mash up the set, then go put my feet up. Complex like a spider, swim deeper. Jump on the decks, that might will get eat up. Strong flows and make your mind weaker. Mash up the set, then go put my danger, danger, wanna stop in the room here. Danger, 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 wanna stop in the room there. Danger, 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 wanna stop in the room here. Danger, wanna stop in the room there. Danger, wanna stop in the room here. Grow up in the darkness, grow up in the shadows, carving direction, my lyrical arrows. Cracks are fresh and the style is mad. London town, where the gang.
Okay. Do I swirl it? I want to pick it up and swirl a little bit. Let me see. I'm going to just move it around just a bit, just to blend it. I'm just picking up the whole spinner, actually. Ooh, and holding this, it's not that tight on there. It's not moving so quickly because this is such a thick resin and I've just heated it. So it thickens up so wonderfully and so quickly, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I wonder, oh, Do I play something and just do something crazy? Do I? I wonder if I do. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes, I do. I do that. So, sorry, you just got a total happy dance for me. I'm going to let that sit. I'm not touching it again until it's time to take that tape off. I'm going to let it sit for like 20 minutes to gel up. And then I'll come back on video so we can all take the tape off and see what we get. Oh my gosh, I love that swirl. All right, I'll see you guys in a second. Bye. All righty, it has been about 17 minutes. And I just poked it in the middle and it is nice and thick. So I'm going to start to release this tape. There was one part that had 2 pieces of tape on it. Whatever. I'm just going to release it. There. Like that. Making sure I pause and fold my tape so it doesn't get too long in my hand. And it's taped on the underside, so I'm not too worried about that. But I also, when I make these kinds of pieces on this kind of wood piece, I like to sand the underside. So I'm going to let that drip down. I may use my power of digits and help it a bit. Just
Parole, yeah, for the Thames we paddle. Yeah, for the grind, there's too much to handle. He's in the trap house, calls it the bundle. But you spend your money on Nando's. Life is a game like snakes and ladders. Life is just an illusion, matters. Simulation, but nothing matters. All these MCs dry like crackers. Piss on flips like old school slammers. They wanna hang, but their eyes are daggers. Life is mad and we move with the tide. Fire and flame, just surrounded by dragons. Danger, 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 danger. Danger. Warning. Danger. 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 Wanna stop in the danger.
All right. So now my sides are all covered. So I'm going to heat near the edges just to draw that paint down and under, because this is kind of a curving under tabletop. It's like a wood tabletop. And so I'm hoping when I heat it. Do I have resin on my watch? Sorry, I just saw resin on my watch face. Let me fix that. It must have dripped. When I heat it, it will follow the curvature. So I'm going to get my gloves off so I can get new gloves on again and use my heat gun a little bit. I'm not going to worry about the dust. First, there's not going to be a lot of dust in there. If there's a few bits and everything, I'm going to top coat it. Danger, danger, when I step in the room, danger, when I step in the room, danger, when I step in the room. How about give me that, give me them good vibes, yeah, and you might get it back. How about give me that, give me them good vibes, yeah, and you might get it back. How about give me that, take your energy, I want mine back. Alright, it did exactly what I wanted to do. It followed those edges. I'm going to torch it one more time on the underside, or on the top. And then I'm going to put this baby away until tomorrow. Uh-oh. Did my torch just break? Literally? I just used it. Oh. Okay. No. Okay, ooh, that was scary. I didn't want my torch to be broken because I like that torch. And I'm in love with this design, this pattern. I'm just scooping the underside a little bit. Again, it's fully taped on the bottom, so I'm not putting any tape or any resin on the wood with my finger touching it. I see a hair in the middle, and that's just insulting. So I'm gonna take that out. Maybe it's so thick already, and I don't want to disrupt the pattern. So I'm just gonna bury that hair in the dark and then make sure I'm good when I do my top coat. Oh, this is so cool. I love it. This little thing, it could possibly bother me, but I don't want it to, so I'm not gonna let it, frankly. All right, I'll find some way to cover this up a little bit, and I will see you guys for the next part of this pour. Bye. Alrighty, guys, I am back. It is the same night, like an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and this is, I can touch it. It will still imprint, which it did a little bit because I tried to lightly put a level on there. I'm sorry about my setup too. I don't want this on my main table so I can keep on doing stuff today. So you're on my old paint table. So sorry about the paint behind me, but I'm going to pour just a clear coat. So I have a clear coat here. Now I wanted to make sure that it's super, super, super white. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of a blue. Aquamarine. It's called aquamarine. Maybe not aquamarine. Maybe I should just do a regular blue. It's an alcohol ink. It's just a little bit of a blue, and I'm going to put 1 dot of it in there, and that actually will help your paint, your pigments look whiter. So I'm going to do sapphire, just 1 tiny little dot in 12 ounces of paint. So you see what it looks like right here. I don't know. Maybe I'll just turn it all blue. I have no idea. This is just what I've heard and what I've seen. So I did 1 dot of blue. Get that closed. So 1 dot. And I'm just going to stir it up. I don't want to hang out over my painting. Yeah. So this paint, this resin, had like a yellow tinge to it, and that 1 dot of blue takes it out. So now it doesn't. And this is again the tabletop epoxy by Tabletop. So it's definitely bubbly because it's nice and thick, but that's what the 1 dot of blue did. It just cleared it up just a little bit. And I'm just going to pour a top coat over here. Now I'm going to end up wasting a lot of resin just because I can't really spread it out because I don't want to manhandle this top coat yet because it's not fully cured. It's only a couple of hours old. So I'm going to get another scraper. Again, I'm going to go new so I don't have anything on it. So I got another new scraper. So I'm going to start from the middle again and kind of just push my resin out. And that's just going to give me a nice little coating. So I'll just go back, and since it's almost to the edges, I'll just manhandle it just a little bit, just to kind of push it over the edge. And I still have more in case I need it. And I'll get my heat gun out, and I will move this around with my heat gun also. I love this resin. It cures up, or it thickens up so quickly, like I keep saying, but then that just means if you need to do a second coat, you can put a second coat on so quickly. And also then you don't have to worry about having to sand between coats because the resin is still so fresh. It'll definitely adhere to any subsequent coats. So I'm going to use my hand again to kind of get this to go around and underneath. It's definitely sticky on the underside, so I know it's not cured yet, but I want to be able to get this video out tomorrow, so I don't want to do a top coat tomorrow. I want this to be done when I wake up in the morning. I'm running out, so I'm going to just grab more from the middle. There we go. And you can feel your resin that it's wetting the sides. That's the beauty of using your hand, is that you're not guessing. I can feel that all of this is wet when I touch it because it's not creating any drag. Where if I just touch here where the resin's not wet, it has a little bit more of a drag. And so I know that my sides will completely be covered by using my hand. I still will get down at eye level and make sure everything is covered. So that's where I started. And so I'm going underneath to make sure the resin has gone all the way underneath. And then I'll pull my hand up and do the same thing, feeling this part, and then I'll do the same thing on the top. When I get back to this point, now this top rim, making sure everything, like that felt a little less, okay. Everything feels very covered. And now I'm gonna get down at eye level and check and make sure it looks like everything is covered. Like it looks like there's a little bare spot right there. So I'm just gonna throw some resin in. And again, it will self-level, so I'm not gonna be too worried about that. Let me get that. I'm gonna take off my gloves, get some new gloves, and actually I'm gonna put on a cheapy glove because I don't really want to get rid of this glove yet. Just because I don't want to waste too many gloves. So let me grab a cheap little vinyl-like glove and put that on. Over my, that way I can torch it without losing my gloves. Oh, I didn't fill it up really, but I think I'm making it all the way around. That's all that matters to me. Nope, I can see a blank spot right here. So go there. There we go. All right, I feel. So actually I'm going to take off my gloves because the next thing I want to do to make sure that I am all the way covered is grab my phone, turn off my lights, and use my flashlight to make sure I can see that there are no divots. So you turn off all your lights, sorry for the darkness here. Oh yeah, I forgot my flash is on so you can see still. And then you can go over it with your flashlight and that will help you see if you've got any divots in it. And go from different angles just to make sure that you are able to see everything. I'd spin it, but I don't have any gloves on right now, so we're not doing that. And then you can go over top, gently, making sure you don't drop your phone. Making sure that all the parts are covered and that you're happy with the finish. And then I'm gonna cover this, put it to bed, and I'll give you a close-up tomorrow. I'll see you soon. Bye. All right, y'all, she is done, and I am happy with the way this turned out. It is sparkly and beautiful. The swirl held because that resin is so thick. The tabletop epoxy by Tabletop is just awesome. The sides look amazing. Sorry, so I'm spinning it fast. I don't want to make this too long. And then, I don't know if you can see, sorry, my paint spinner is disgusting, but I took the tape off the underside, so the undersides look great. And then with my little extras, I used the black and the gold to make this little into resin flower. And it's got a little bit of the Aurora in there, I think is throwing that purple, or maybe the pink, I don't know. And then I used the Aurora to make another one. It's just a cute little flower. And then I made this little teapot, or teacup, out of the little teacup mold we've got now. It's so cute, the little saucer and the little teacup. I think they're adorable. But let me know, let me get that off, what you think about this finished product. I absolutely love it. I am so happy and it's super unique. So, also I recognized in the video, I said paint instead of resin. a dozen times. So sorry about that. Obviously, I work with paint more often than resin. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.